Mindfulness Broadcast, and I wanted to talk today about um, the idea that when we feel so busy that we don't have time for mindfulness is the exact moment when we need to engage in mindfulness. And so, I've mentioned this before. I am a professional life coach and consultant, and I work with businesses. And so I get this amazing opportunity to work with a lot of people who are actively trying to get unstuck in their life. And so, they're really courageously engaging or re engaging sometimes with life, and it takes a lot of effort. And so, when life then throws this kind of extra challenge or an extra curveball, we are already exhausted. And so, it's not uncommon to kind of feel like all of our work is in vain. Like, here I am trying to be mindful and present, and life is crazy, and I yelled, or I responded in a way that I didn't want to respond, or why bother, or like I can't handle this on top of everything else. And so we return to some of our old default ways of thinking, our old ways of being. And those are just, they're not any more true than anything else. It's just a comfort zone. Those old ways of being are well grooved, well insulated, very efficient brain pathways. And so it's very easy for our mind to get off of this really hard work of courageous engagement in our own thought process and just go back to the default mode. And kind of what that looks like, or what it sounds like, and I call it mind drama. What that mind drama sounds like, and we all have it, is I don't have time to meditate. I'm not even a journaler. I don't know why I bought this thing. I have a journal, but I don't even know what to write about. I'm too busy for self-care. I'll start working out once the kids go back to school. Maybe it sounds like, I want to reach out to somebody, but they don't have time. They're busy. They don't need to hear my problems, right? And so it's our ways of kind of disconnecting and just going back into autopilot. And in those moments, self-care and mindfulness and connection are abandoned in the very moment that our bodies and our brain need it most. And I am as guilty of that as anybody else. And the way that I think about it is, if I'm driving my car around and I've got a bunch of errands to do and I'm about to run out of gas, I don't go through a conversation that goes, well, I don't have time to get gas. I'm just going to run all these errands. And after I'm empty for a long time, then I'll go get gas, right? It just cognitively doesn't make sense. And that is also the exact truth for putting off mindfulness and self-care and connection, is that when we feel like we don't have time for it, or that it's for somebody else or some other day, that is the moment that our gas tank is nearing E. And that's when we've got to stop and fill up our tank. And that can look like 20 seconds of breathing. It can look like 20 minutes of walking meditation. It can look like a bath. It can look like a call to a friend. It can be journaling, even if we don't know what to write about, right? The best self-care, the best connection, the best mindfulness practice is the one that we do. So I encourage you to, just saw somebody pop on. Hi, I'm glad you're here. And so I encourage you, when you feel stressed, when you feel stuck, when you're feeling less than, when you're feeling non-resourceful, go to your practice. That is our time. It made me think of a quote, and I put it on here so I wouldn't forget. It says, look past your thoughts so that you can drink the pure nectar of this moment. And so what that means is that we're busy with what we think we have to do. We're busy processing and dealing with the things we should have done, or things that happened in the past. And so we miss this very moment, these 20 seconds to breathe, which is that pure nectar. So with that, go ahead and close your eyes or take a soft gaze. And just allow your attention to go into your breathing. Focusing on making your breath deeper and longer, just for several breaths. Deepening in, getting present in that pure nectar. And now allow your breathing just return to a normal breathing pattern. And invite your mind and your body to be here in this present moment. Knowing that as your mind pulls you from the present moment, that it is actually what it needs most. And yet its job is to protect us. And so it goes into the past to find patterns. It goes into the future to create as much efficiency and safety as possible. And so our job in these practices is just to continue to give that brain the ability to mold and to change, to give it the power to place its attention where it wants rather than where it's taken. I've mentioned this in the past, but getting our attention and putting it somewhere is a multi-billion-dollar industry because it's powerful. Where our attention goes, our energy goes, our thoughts and our words and our actions all go where we place our attention. And everybody wants it. And learning how to be able to put our attention where we want it is just this amazing superpower. We're going to use this practice today just to play with a few breathing techniques. Just short practices that we can infuse into our day that fill up our tank with the sweet nectar. And so the first one we're going to practice is just giving your mind something to focus on as you breathe. And so we're just going to allow that breath to go in and out of our body, whatever pace it wants to. And we'll guide it simply by saying, I am breathing in. I am breathing out. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. And just take a few moments quietly for this practice. As your mind wanders, just observe it and bring it back to the breath. There's no need to resist it or control it. Just see it and come back to your breath. And you might do it many times throughout a practice, and that is success. Now relax your focus just a bit. We're going to practice another breathing technique. Just a very simple one of placing your hands, one on your heart and one on your belly, or whatever version of this works best for your body. And rather than bringing our attention to the actual process of breathing, we're going to take a little bit higher perspective and feel the sensations of the breath moving through our body. So I might feel the expansion of my chest, feel my belly expand, softening, and then my belly slowly contracts and my chest contracts. And I do it again. And you can play with this practice of trying to fill your chest and then your belly. And then release first from your belly and then through your chest. You can breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, or in and out through your nose. Again, just bringing your mind back to the process, to the physical sensation of breath in your body. We just observe and then come back. And go ahead and release your hands. Release your focus on your breath. And just sit here for just a few seconds, open and present. And begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Slowly opening your eyes and coming back together. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining me. And I'm here every Tuesday at 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Be well. Thank you. Bye-bye.